King Cobra, episode 6. Some more crucial backstory on Kreese we get here that really gives you a really good window, I think, into why he has this kind of much more sort of hard-nosed attitude towards fighting people, and maybe why it's important to not show mercy, and also kind of why it's okay to just kill people, even though it's morally not right. I think obviously we still kind of see that he's kind of misguided. We're not in a war here. He learned these lessons while he was fighting in Vietnam, and that you have to make sacrifices and you have to keep fighting even if you don't feel like it's right. You kick your opponent when he's down. That's all well and good in war, I think, where people are literally trying to kill you. Generally speaking, in life, that probably doesn't imply. But yeah, this episode definitely sort of dresses Kreese as not so much the good guy, but more sort of understandable, perhaps more in the right than we perhaps realised before. Kind of aided by the fact that Amanda is kind of a dick in this episode with the kind of dirty tricks, almost kind of trying to defend herself even after she's physically assaulted Kreese in his own dojo. I'm not quite sure why Kreese would file a restraining order against her. Is he scared of her? It's like, I don't know, what exactly is he worried she's going to do, but maybe it's like a tactical kind of move, to try and make it look like he's the victim a little bit. It's like, oh, this woman assaulted me in my own dojo. I need to file a restraining order. You've got to stop her. And then Daniel, apparently, I guess, from just meeting this woman right before he went back to America, has managed to save his dealership. It's all sort of happened off screen. I'm kind of fine with that. It's more sort of business kind of stuff. Wouldn't have been particularly interesting to watch. And, it looks like they're back in business. Meanwhile, we got some new students at Cobra Kai. Kyla from season 1 is back. This is like kind of the sort of satisfying payoff that I think we all kind of wanted to see. Of course, it's just Hawk. Miguel and Dimitri were bullied by him as well, but it's only Hawk that's there at Cobra Kai that gets not so much the sort of direct payback on Kyla. It's that kind of large curly-haired guy that he takes it out on. I also like that there is blood on his fist when he's finished. We don't actually see the guy beaten up, which I was kind of grateful about. It would have been a bit too graphic. But there is literally blood on his fist, and then later on, when Kreese is trying to be evicted, he actually says, I just cleaned the blood off that mat. And he actually probably did, because of what Hawk did. I like that sort of attention to detail. That's quite good. So I guess Hawk is not afraid to let rip when somebody really deserves it, because he's sort of starting to show signs that he's questioning Kreese's teachings a little bit, kind of like Miguel was doing in the previous season. But at the same time, he's sort of kind of maybe in two minds. I think Miguel was very much about, this is not right, but he was kind of sort of going along with it because he maybe genuinely believed Johnny would agree with Kreese at that point, and then he realized later that he didn't. I think Hawk kind of sort of believes Kreese in a way, maybe that Miguel doesn't. There's just maybe something nagging in the back of his mind, sort of second-guessing this, thinking, is this right? So, it's possible he's going through a little bit of a change as well. But Tori seems pretty adamant about that this is all right. I mean, she kind of preached Kreese's teachings with that little speech about her mum last season. Tori gets another scene in this episode where she actually meets Miguel, presumably for the first time since the fight at the high school. We find out that she didn't visit Miguel in the hospital, not because Carmen didn't want her to or anything, but just because she chose not to. I guess she just felt very guilty. And I guess maybe kind of in a sense is lying to herself and trying to tell her that this was all Miyagi-Do that did this, when she knows perfectly well that she is the one that started that fight in the high school. I was hoping we might get some information about if she's going to school somewhere else now, because obviously she was expelled at the end of season 2. But we've not seen that yet. I guess maybe she's getting out of it because she's having to devote all her time to looking after her mum, although she's still going to Cobra Kai. And then there's kind of an interesting thing again. This is probably a lie she's kind of telling herself to make herself feel better, that Miguel was going out with her to get Sam's attention. We did definitely sort of see that last season, particularly at the roller club, where she saw Miguel talking to Sam, and then, she took it out on Sam, having seen that. So she was obviously feeling a little bit paranoid even during the time that we're going out, and probably feels even more so about that after the fight at the high school. I think it's supposed to be pretty clear that we, the audience, know that that's not true, that Miguel was going out with Tori just because he's sort of given up on Sam, and, Tori was just sort of there. It had nothing to do with wanting to get back with Sam. He was just sort of thinking, well, Tori's there, I may as well go out with her. She was a little bit of a rebound, maybe, but that's okay, I suppose. And he obviously does still sort of care about her even at this point, but he's honest with her. He lets her know how she feels. So I think it's pretty clear that they realise mutually that it's not going to work, but hopefully they're going to remain friends. Remain to be seen, though. I'm guessing Miguel's not going to go back to Cobra Kai even once he's got the use of his legs back, because Johnny is not there anymore. Yeah, that's another thing that's starting to annoy me a little bit. So far with Miguel this season, it has been pretty much all just him and Johnny together. There's been very little of him interacting with any other characters, and Johnny not really interacting with anyone else except maybe Carmen. Of course, Johnny is trying to reconnect with Ali. We don't see Ali in this episode, but her presence is very much felt as he tries to sort of figure what is the best way to sort of get her attention on Facebook. It's to post a load of fake photos. I don't know if that's something people actually do, pose for photos just to put them on Facebook to make themselves look good. Sometimes I do sort of think that to myself. I sort of think, oh, that's a cool thing, or here's a cool thing going on in my life. I'll take a photo and put it on Facebook. And I do kind of think in the back of my mind, this is going to make my life look really good. It doesn't really sort of process in my mind that I don't think anybody really gives a shit if I went to a football match or if I was out watching some stuff with some friends or I was at the bar or something. Sometimes I like to take group photos at social events just so I can tag everybody. Cool for people to see on Facebook that they've been tagged or something. But yeah, I actually really like the message that he was going to send Ali, after Miguel sort of coached him a little bit. It's really well written, and that's really nice. And then he just deletes it. I hate that. I guess we're supposed to hate it, but I don't understand why he does it. That's so sort of weird. Again, I guess it's just going back to the sort of idea that Johnny needs to get out of his own way. He's his own worst enemy at times. He has the right idea, but goes about it in the wrong way, I guess. But yeah, I'm guessing we're actually going to see Ali at some point. Possibly Elizabeth Shue was not available for very long. It's interesting. I think she's in some other series that they're filming at the moment. I think I may have read that somewhere. She's obviously finished with The Boys. So I don't know. Or maybe they're just cock-teasing us and they just want her to show up at the end of the season and maybe she'll be in all of season 4 or something. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm guessing her and Johnny are going to get along. Maybe there'll be some big twist when she finally shows up and it's going to be revealed that she was in love with him the whole time or something. Or I don't know, maybe she knows Miguel or something. We shall see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Interested to see where they're going with the character Hawk in particular. It's starting to get really fascinating, that. And really liking Kreese's backstory as well. It's really starting to better understand his attitude towards running his dojo. I really like that. So yeah, really good episode overall, and I will see you guys again soon for the next episode.